It's game time. Game time. Game time. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. It's game time. Game time.
All right, our next segment is going to be surprises and disappointments from this year's season. We're going to go over the top, I think it's 25 players on the year and go through some of the people that we are surprised or by how high they are or disappointed in their finish so far.
Let's start with quarterbacks, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll quickly read off the names in order of their fantasy finish so far, and keep in mind that the Steelers and Titans have had an unplanned bye week so far, so their results are a little iffy. But here we go. Okay, for the quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Gardner Minshew, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Derek Carr, Deshaun Watson, Jared Goff, Ryan Fitzmagic, Drew Brees, Teddy Bridgewater, Carson Wentz, Cam Newton, Ben Roethlisberger, Ryan Tannehill, Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield, and Kirk Cousins. So,
all right, so let's go over the surprises first. I think for me, the two surprises at the quarterback position that we're surprised at how good they are is Josh Allen. I mean, the guy's playing at MVP level right now. If it wasn't for Russ also playing at MVP level.
Yeah.
But to be in the, what is he, number 2 quarterback on the year so far? I mean, that's awesome.
We knew he would be good for fantasy, but
yeah, not this good.
I thought he would be bad for NFL and good for fantasy, but turns out he's pretty good for both.
Let's hope he stays healthy.
He is also on my surprise list.
And then my other one was Gardner Minshew. He's 9th on the quarterback list, and for a guy that wanted to be drafted number 1 overall for that Budweiser thing, he's doing pretty good so far. So yeah, Gardner Minshew's tearing it up, and he's not even owned on anybody's roster right now. So maybe shouldn't have said that.
Pick him up.
Waivers have already gone through by the time this gets posted. So
yeah. So I had Josh Allen also. I also have Joe Burrow, who I did not think would catch fire this quickly.
Sucks that he didn't have a great week when I have him against Brandon.
But yes, I would say he's looking like a stud already and looking like a franchise quarterback already. Not necessarily great for fantasy every week so far, but I mean, I don't know, late season, he could maybe win some playoff games for you. So look out for that.
Yeah, they got a few today.
I don't know why any of us doubted Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's been pretty good. The quarterback 5. Why was he so low on everyone's rankings? Even the pros were.
That's probably why he's doing so good, honestly.
Yeah, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's been missing Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
But I think people underrating the Packers players is a trend. So
yeah. I mean, who knew that it just took Robert Tonyan to take over to make Aaron Rodgers good?
Tonyan is the new Devontae, who's the old. Never mind.
Jimmy Green? Is that who you're
No, I was thinking Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
All right, who are your disappointing quarterbacks, Grant?
Okay, my disappointing quarterbacks are, CC, Deshaun Watson. I had him last year, and I think he finished at number 2 overall last year, but I was in the toilet bowl. He's just been disappointing. And Bill O'Brien's gone, so maybe they turn it around a little bit more, but overall he's just been a disappointment.
CC also has Tom Brady on his roster.
Well, I mean,
but I mean, he didn't really have a good week until last week when he was on CC's bench.
Yeah.
But
and then Drew Brees, I think Michael Thomas has a big deal with that, and he's getting old. But where he was drafted, he's just been disappointing for me. So those are my 2 disappointments.
My 2 are Carson Wentz. As a dynasty owner of him, he's been disappointing, and I don't really blame him that much because his entire team is just breaking. He's had injuries to the O-line, injuries to the receiving core, and Zach Ertz isn't what he used to be, which is unfortunate. And then injuries to the defense also. I mean, they're just plagued in Philadelphia. I don't like to see players get hurt, but I like to see Eagles lose, even though they beat the Niners. But anyway, so Carson Wentz and then Lamar Jackson. I wasn't super sold on his abilities, and he hasn't done it so far this year to the extent that he did it last year. He's still the quarterback 7 or 8. I think it's 8. But I mean, where he was being drafted, like that's just
Yeah.
that's not what you want if you draft him in the 2nd or 3rd round. And I don't remember where Zach took him, but it was, I'm sure, in one of those.
Yeah.
So
Been a disappointment for sure.
yeah, as a 3rd round pick, quarterback, you're gonna want a lot more than what Lamar Jackson has given you. Okay,
All
let's
right.
do
Let's see what
wide receivers.
All right. I'm not going to read off all the wide receivers or the rest of them. We'll just put them right here in the middle. So
Yes.
for everybody to
Here
see.
they are.
But for me, the disappointments, the surprises. For me, Stephon Diggs, he's currently the 5th ranked wide receiver. Dude's playing out of his mind. That obviously is tied directly to Josh Allen. But if he stays healthy, they're going to have a great year. Brandon's lucky. My least favorite surprise this year is Robbie Anderson. That guy can, get hurt or something, go back to jail, thug. But he's the 9th
Too high.
ranked wide receiver. It's supposed to be DJ Moore.
Another victim of Adam Gase.
Yeah.
As soon as he leaves Adam Gase, boom, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My next one is DK Metcalf, who is the number 8 wide receiver on the season. He's been great. I think everybody expected this to be Tyler Lockett, but Tyler Lockett's even better. So both being on this list in the top 10, just a steal. His season, honestly, if he had 8 more points, he would probably be in the top 3 if he didn't get that ball punched out by Trayvon Diggs. So that's kind of crazy. Sorry, Holmes, about that, but
And sorry, Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we at least got that play. Yeah, that was pretty
But
cool.
sorry, Cowboys fans.
Yeah,
You
so
just-
those are my
you just reminded me of the Cowboys game.
Sorry. Yeah, but those are my surprises on the wide receiver position. What about you, Matt?
I also had Robbie Anderson. I also had another Bills wide receiver, John Brown.
Yeah.
And he was what was it? Well, he was hurt last week, I think, but he was hurt. No. He was hurt.
He got hurt in the game?
Hurt the week before, I think.
Oh,
I don't know.
all right.
Either way, I did not think that Josh Allen. Here we go, a 3rd Bills player.
Yeah.
I did not think that Josh Allen could support 2 wide receivers, especially with one of them being a new wide receiver on the team, and then John Brown, like, he was good last year, but I just didn't think that they could do it, and they've shown that they can.
Yeah.
And another kind of like Stephon Diggs, I have DeAndre Hopkins on my list. He's been very good.
Yeah. Number 2.
The wide receiver 2, and I never doubted his talent. I just kind of doubted Kyler, and I kind of doubted
down on him.
the fact that he was coming to a new team on a shortened preseason, off-season, whatever. Things like that normally take time, but Hopkins fit right away and got targeted out the wazoo right away.
He's less than 1 point away from wide receiver 1, and I think a lot of people just thought he was going to lose a lot of those targets, but he's not. So
Yeah. All right. Who are your disappointments?
Okay. My disappointments, DJ Moore, one of my first wide receiver. Having a new coach scared me. I wasn't like the biggest fan of DJ Moore, but I prayed and hoped that he would be great, and Robbie Anderson came in and just totally crushed that.
Robbie Anderson has more targets.
Yeah, they're just playing crazy, and it just sucks for me. But maybe they'll turn around. Maybe Robbie will go back to jail. My next one is Brandon Cooks, who goosed last week. That's one of the other for you guys, the Goose Club or whatever.
Who owns him? Do you know?
Jake. Yeah, Jake started him this year with a whopping 82 points.
Yikes.
That had something to do with that.
Drop him.
Is he even on there? I'm not going to look for him. But so Brandon Cooks, and then DJ Chark, who's somebody that I really wanted this season, and I took Terry McLaurin.
Up until this week, of course.
So yeah, I mean, he had a great week, so maybe he'll come back. But overall, I mean, Garner's been great, but DJ Chark has kind of just been meh at best. So except for last week. So yeah,
I had those 2 DJs on my team last year.
Yep.
That had something to do with my relatively good season. But and I wanted them both this year, but didn't get them. All right, so my disappointing receivers. I thought I was being sneaky with the Michael Gallup pick, and I was like, ooh, Cooper's kind of hurt already before week 1. They're going to go to Gallup a lot. Mike McCarthy said he loves Michael Gallup. He's a wide receiver 1. I don't know. He was really good last year. But really, they're just using him as a decoy, which kind of frustrates me. I will say every week that he's being underutilized, even when he's popping off for 26 fantasy points.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just how I feel about Gallup. It's going to be impossible to predict which games he's good, so just be glad he's not on your roster. By the way, anyone want to trade? My other receiver that is disappointed, I would say, is Marquise Brown. Hollywood Brown. You know, he's supposed to pop off. Like, everyone was like, ooh, this guy's going to be it this year. He's that deep threat, speedy guy, and he gets open, and Lamar Jackson's going to take the next step up. But it correlates.
Yeah.
And, he's just not been very good. You haven't been happy that you started him. But he did get a clutch catch to help CC beat Brandon. So that good for that, I guess. All right.
Kind of moments.
Tight ends, surprises.
All right.
You did. Okay.
So for tight ends, here are the top tight ends. But my first surprise is Robert Tonyan, number 2 on the year at tight end for the Packers. I'm sure Brandon is ecstatic about that, replacing Devontae Adams as a playmaker. But yeah, I mean, that name was not on anybody's radar in fantasy draft. So first surprise is there. My second one,
I wish it was Sternberger.
Yeah,
as an A&M fan.
Really. My next one was Noah Fant.
I also have him.
I'm not like crazy surprised that he's there, but I do think like the level that he's playing at and the quarterback that he's got right now that's not Drew Lock. He's still playing great, and I think he's hurt right now, but where he is crazy. And then Dalton Schultz, the replacement of Blake Jarwin, but I mean the guy looked terrible when Jarwin got hurt. Like, he's dropping balls. Everybody's like, all right, well, here comes CeeDee Lamb and Gallup and Cooper are just going to have all the targets. And Schultz has come in and just played crazy. So, that's my third one.
Every receiver on the Cowboys roster except Gallup, apparently. My surprises, I also had Fant and Tonyan, but I also had Jimmy Graham. What in the world?
Yeah.
I mean, he's high on the list, top 10 tight end. I don't know. He's just popping for the Bears. He had some down weeks. He had some up weeks. But, I mean, that's what...
For a tight end.
For a tight end, I mean, he's doing all right. But, I mean...
With the quarterback...
Can you start him with any confidence? No. But has he surprised me? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Disappointing tight ends. Who you got?
All right. Disappointing tight ends. Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz. Got him.
I'm glad. I was targeting Zach Ertz in some round in fantasy this year. I didn't, thankfully, get him on my team. But Dallas Goedert just looked so much better, and I think the Eagles are just really struggling in general.
Even now with Dallas Goedert hurt, Ertz still kind of disappearing.
For Ertz being a 5th or 6th round pick and being in the tight end 2 range, like, it's just not it. And then my other one was Gronk. The reason Gronk is there, I didn't think that he was going to be great this year, but he was drafted, and a lot of people were like, let's take a shot.
Jarvis.
And so Gronk is on and maybe he'll get more targets this year. They got a bunch of injuries, and O.J. Howard's gone for the year, so maybe that comes up, but right now he's useless. So
yeah. My disappointing tight ends, I also had Zach Ertz, and my other one was Evan Ingram, which I never liked him going into it, but a lot of people did. It makes me happy to see him suffering on Noah's team. Yep. I also ditched him in Dynasty. I absolutely fleeced Quentin. I gave him Evan Ingram and a couple other guys, and I got George Kittle, and it just makes me happy.
Yeah.
But I got rid of Evan Ingram. No longer have to worry about should I start this guy, and no longer have to worry about him burning a hole in my roster.
Yeah.
But he just hasn't been there. Did he have a good game this week, though? I didn't pay attention. I think he may have had a few more targets than what he's been getting, but still disappointing. Yeah. Either way. And that's it for surprises and disappointments.
Got any running backs?
Wait, what?
We didn't do running backs.
Oh, wait. That is not it for surprises and disappointments. What? Okay.
Yeah, we got to do running backs.
Running backs.
So here are our running backs for the year. Most important position, some would say. So for me, the surprise, which just, I hate to say this because it's Ethan, but James Robinson. I mean, who'd have thought this guy on a team like Jacksonville? I mean, even if he's the starter,
he looks good.
Yeah. Undrafted free agents just tend to do great. He's I think the 6th running back on the year, 7th. But guys playing crazy good for being on a team that's mediocre at best and decent at best.
I would say I expected to come down, but I'll be wrong if I say that officially, so I will unofficially say that.
My other surprise is Kareem Hunt. I mean, this wasn't a huge surprise, but I think where he is ahead of Nick Chubb, and obviously this is different now that after the injury. But
yeah, we tried to avoid any injury-related thing on this. So,
but Kareem Hunt, he's just playing great. He's been an awesome running back since he's been in the league. I've enjoyed having him on most of my teams. This year I wasn't fortunate enough to have him on my team, but I'm sure CC are enjoying him right now, being the running back 7, I believe. So he's doing great. And then my next one is Jerick McKinnon. This guy 2 years
touchdown
ago,
every week. I've only started him 1 week.
I mean, I was genuinely surprised to see how high he was on the list. I think he's at 10 or 11. But to be an RB1, it's only through 4 weeks, so the first quarter of the season. But yeah, for him to be there, it's a surprise to me.
Yeah, okay, my surprises, I only put 2, but I put James Robinson. I just forgot to keep looking. But I also put Alvin Kamara. And I mean, you could say that isn't a surprise, but I wasn't super high on him. I mean, I was like, this guy will be good for sure. But he's absolutely blown everyone out of the water. And you know what? This kind of relates to injury because Drew Brees isn't throwing it to his little 13-yard passes to Michael Thomas. He's just throwing everything to Kamara. But either way, like Kamara's popping off and like carrying fantasy rosters all over the place, and he looks really good. I don't know. He's just Drew Brees likes throwing the ball to him,
and he's so bad. Like he's such a good.
He and Murray can both be good in the same week, and it just is a testament to Alvin Kamara's receiving ability. So I have Kamara on my list,
and for disappointments for me, I have 5 of them here. I'm not gonna just like dwell on these for too long, but Todd Gurley, man, the guy looks rusty, and he's in a good offense. So Gurley's something wrong with him.
Good offense, terrible team. Fire Dan Quinn.
Yeah, seriously. Sorry, Jake. Derrick Henry, Cole, you've seen it firsthand. They haven't been able to use it, and this is part of it is not him playing this in week 4, but overall, like he hasn't had a touchdown, not had the big runs yet. Kenyon Drake, we thought maybe he might be something huge after he moved to Arizona, but he's just been disappointing. Miles Sanders, he did miss a week, so that's part of it, but overall, like, you're pretty disappointed in your first round pick.
I'm happy with Mixon was first.
Oh, sorry,
but
second
still
round.
kind of disappointed except for this last week.
Yeah, and then Mark Ingram also, so.
Okay, yeah. And then I also had Drake and Sanders, but also Chris Thompson.
Yeah.
People expected a lot from him, and I was on draft day. I was really sad that I didn't get him, but he's been utterly disappointing. That's just another testament to James Robinson and coaches that lie, which is another fantasy football pet peeve is lying coaches.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get he wasn't expected to do a lot. But I mean, he was expected to be involved, and he just hasn't been.
Right.
So that's it for disappointments.